Joe Pelgizzo, back for more. Been off the YouTube channel for a little while, been working on new material, and as you know, when you are writing new songs, you got to get yourself away, man. You gotta lock yourself away, turn off the notifications, and reach up to the sky and let the rock god sprinkle that magic dust on you. Anyway, that's what I've been trying to do. Before I forget, I want to thank everyone who has bought this record, Punk Rock Fiesta. Thanks once again to everyone. I hope you are presently enjoying it. Haven't ditched it yet. You can work out to it. You can dance to it. Use it to mesmerize yourself as a life coach to do dastardly deeds. Or if you really want to get crazy, you can play the album backwards and get secret messages. Wouldn't it be great if I did put secret messages? Wouldn't that be cool? To the subject at hand, me. People have asked me a lot on my recent UK tour. I brought this up before. How do you do it, man? How do you still sing those songs? How do you look exactly the same? It's not magic. I give people the same answer I always do. Hard work, exercise, willingness to do what it takes to stay in the game. One of the components of this in 2025 is being on the keto diet. Or should I say keto lifestyle? Because it's not really a diet anymore when you do it for a while. Diets only last a few weeks or less. My wife and I have been doing the keto for a year now. We changed our diet totally. And so after a year of being on it, what have we learned? All right, before I start, let me say that this whole thing began because I read about the health benefits of the keto diet. I talked about it with my wife, and she and I decided we'd try it for 30 days. We'll just change our diet for 30 days and see what happens. See if we could do it. See if we felt any results. Well, the short answer is it's killer. It works. You do lose weight. You do have more energy. And the best part is, are you ready? It's not that hard, man. It really isn't. People act like I'm asking them to learn Chinese, but it's not true. The strict keto diet, the carnivore diet, that's a little bit militant. That's a little tough. We don't do that. We're sort of lazy keto, and that's fine for us because it's all good. We haven't turned into lepers or circus freaks. Nobody's choked anybody out in a food frenzy or gone postal swinging a machete. We're both sort of the same people that we were a year ago. Kept the weight off. We're healthy and mostly happy. All good. It was a bit daunting at first, I must say. Changing your diet. Meat? Just meat? I thought meat was bad. I thought bacon was bad. Eggs, dairy, meat, protein, nuts, dark green vegetables. You can do that, or you can do what we do. We mix it up, or you can do whatever you want to do in between. We eat all sorts of stuff, but we do stick pretty close to the keto regime. That is, lay off the bread. Bread being evil, of course. No pasta. Pasta is positively satanic. Everybody knows that. And of course, we try to restrict the most evil thing God has ever created, and that is sugar. Sugar's bad, dude. Sugar is bad. Little sugar's fine. It's no worries. But of course, the problem is sugar isn't everything. I saw a thing on X recently. A guy held up a big bag of sugar and explained that drinking one soda a day is the equivalent of eating 4 pounds of sugar a month. And he held up this huge fucking bag of sugar. Wow. And then I think of all these people I see at the gas station filling up their big gulps. So multiply that huge bag of sugar by a year, and that's close to 50 pounds of sugar. And that's just the soda. Then you add in all the cookies and the cakes and the nonsense. And there you go. You're totally f***ed. All aboard the diabetes train. And people wonder why diabetes is exploding, especially in kids, or why people are popping Advil by the handful or have a multitude of health problems. I'm going to say it's the sugar. But you know what? Who am I to judge? I'm just trying to stay healthy in a world of ultra-processed beef casserole death burgers and mac and cheese creamy weirdness microwaved by Satan himself and deep-fried Snicker bars soaked in seed oil poison. It's the Jonestown diet, man. Now here's my plight. Figuring out what I can eat when I'm on the road. It's tough. I'm forever trying to balance out the lesser of two evils all the time. Is it going to be a double quarter pounder, throwing away the bread, just eating the meat? Or is it going to be 64 of those little Starbucks egg bites? It's a bummer sometimes, but that's keto. Trying to navigate the waters when you're traveling from place to place and there's only fast food joints within a 100-mile radius. When we went to the UK on this last tour, we just gave up. We started out okay on the keto, but the UK diet isn't exactly suited for the health-minded person. So we just said, F it, and gorged ourselves on croissants and cookies and bread. Bread! I was back on the bread, dude, like a junkie. Acres of bread, a soccer stadium filled with whole wheat, gluten-soaked horror. And of course, my stomach and my colon, not being used to all that stuff, had what could be called a series of several uncontrolled demolitions. Gaseous explosions. Did you watch the news? Scientists in the UK noticed a dramatic spike in the Earth's methane. Well, that was me. Well, now I'm back. I'm back in the bosom of keto because I'm home. Good for me. And maybe good for you if you're up for trying it. Do what my wife and I did. Try a 30-day keto diet and see what happens. Or don't. I've stayed pretty much the same. My weight has pretty much stayed the same. So what happens on keto is that you lose a chunk of weight at first. Then your body plateaus for a little bit because it has to get used to it. It has to adjust to the weight loss. Then you go down some more. So I lost 12 pounds overall a year ago, and I'm still around the same weight. I lost a bunch of weight in my face. I didn't even realize it until my wife pulled up a picture of me from a few years ago. Wow, I look like Droopy the dog. Hello, Joe. Less inflammation. That's a big factor in why people do keto in the first place. But seriously, sugar is so pervasive. It's insidious and it's evil. And it makes you want more and more sugar. Like a drug. Like a fucking drug. We do eat some bread. There's keto bread. There's keto buns. But you got to be careful. Some of it looks and tastes pretty much like drywall. So you have to find the right stuff. You have to search. You have to figure out what works for you. Some vegetables are better than others, but generally the greener the vegetable, the less carbs they have. So keto diet, high protein, low carbs, good fats, and that's it. It's not as hard as you think. It's really not. It's just a change, man. Find the balance and find out what works for you. If you're the kind of person who spends most of his spare time on the couch with a big bag of White Castle burgers, super weed, and Netflix, yeah, it's going to be harder for you to want to change. But let's face it, if you can't put down the f***ing Instagram for 15 minutes, what hope do you have of getting healthy anyway? Do you want some motivation? Hang out at the airport like I do every weekend. Observe the flower of humanity. People staring at their phones like zombies with those stupid headphones on. They're bumping into walls, bumping into everyone else. I mean, in the old days, you'd see one wheelchair getting on the plane. Now there's a line of wheelchairs. It looks like the Indy 500. I mean, people can't walk anymore. What's happened to us? Let's role play a little bit. Most of you are in your 50s. I'm in my 60s, it hurts to say. Unfortunately, you can't lie anymore. Thanks a lot, Wikipedia. So most of you are from my time. We remember Young Guns N' Roses. We remember when MTV played videos instead of 24-hour catfighting and the creepy Stepford Wives of Beverly Hills. Look at me, I'm beautiful. Remember buying records? Remember holding on to records and listening to them all the time and not tossing them away like Kleenex? That was us, man. We were humans. All right, so let's talk musicians. You know how many rockers have had to get hip replacement surgery? Eddie Van Halen, Tom Petty, a lot of people. It comes from swinging that heavy guitar on your right hip for 30 or 40,000 years worth of gigs. That's what did it. I know musicians with sore shoulders from playing guitar, bass players with f***ed up elbows, up fingers from drumming and going wheedly for 100 years. It's a cold, hard fact of life, and there's nothing we can do about it. We have to keep playing to make a living, so we deal with it. I deal with no sleep, and I deal with aches and pains like everyone else, but I have to say the keto has definitely helped me. And maybe it can help you. Stop pounding the Advil. That stuff will eat through your stomach lining after years and years. Tylenol, that's even worse. I don't know, maybe it's time to make a change. I did it, maybe you can do it. Think about it. When we were all in our teens and our 20s, we were invincible, dude. We were bulletproof. Party all night, 24 hours a day Caligula, and you're still able to function. Then the 30s came around and you were still sort of invincible. You could still do it. It hadn't caught up to you yet. Then the 40s came around. 40s, the first hint that things weren't going quite right. Now the dreaded 50s came along. Now we're getting into totally up territory. Hangovers like an ice pick in your brain. You got bad knees, you got a bad back, you got up shoulders, you got up legs, you're up. And 60s, wow. You don't even want to think about that, man. Take it from your old pal Jizzo. But there is a silver lining. There is. The guys who do change their diets and put down the shitty food and the booze, well, they're doing better. They're doing better than ever. You don't have to go down with the ship, man. You want to be able to keep your gig when all around you are losing theirs. You get serious. Get serious about your craft. And keto will help. You can't get away from getting old. We're all getting old, man. That's not going to change. So maybe it doesn't have to be so scary and tragic. Maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. Thus saith the preacher, the teacher, the multitasking creature. It's your old pal Jizzo, rockin' and rollin', and we'll see you next time.